I think we have enough talked about IQ and EQ. And it's high time that we talk about SQ, the spiritual quotient. Welcome to Quantum Shift, a space where leadership meets spirit. I am your host, Saloni Singh, a life coach for CEOs, conscious leaders, and entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their consciousness and lead from their higher self in life, business, and leadership. We are drowning in information overload, and we are striving and longing for inner wisdom and peace. Through this podcast, my intention is to simplify spirituality and make it practical so you can implement it in your daily life. So, are you ready to challenge the norms, to tune inwards, and connect with your personal power, which arises from deep self awareness, inner wisdom, and spiritual intelligence? Let's shift from doing leadership to being leadership. So, join me on this adventure, your Quantum Shift. Welcome to the first episode of Quantum Shift. And today we are going to talk about why are we even talking about spirituality in leadership. So let's begin with the word leadership. This has been thrown around a lot, right? And we rarely stop and reflect, what does leadership actually mean to us? So let's do it together. Take a moment and close your eyes. Of course, if you're driving, please don't do that. But if you can, take a moment to close your eyes and imagine the word leader in your head. What comes to your mind? A CEO sitting in a corner office? Or a leader managing or leading their team? Somebody in power and authority giving orders? That's a common thing we think when we think about leaders. But is leadership all about titles and positions, authority? Or what if leadership is about how you show up in your life every single day, in every single way? What if leadership is something about who we are? Because you, me, every one of us, we are leading our lives all the time. From the moment we wake up in the morning, we start to make decisions and choices about our lives. Whether we are leading our families or leading our teams, and mostly we are leading our own selves through the ups and downs of life. So, yes, my dear listener, you are a leader. Now, let's come to spirituality. So, what comes to your heart and mind the moment you hear the word spirituality? When I use the term spirituality, most of the people tell me that they think of a monk or a yogi sitting on the mountain tops, meditating, or the temple bells ringing, or prayers or chanting going on. But you know what? Spirituality has nothing to do with religion or rituals. Even though you can be religious and you might follow some rituals, but you, me, every single one of us, we are spiritual beings, aren't we? Sense right now a spirit, a life force is flowing through all of us, through every single cell of our being. We are connected to this spirit every moment with the spirit of life. Whether we know it or not, whether we are aware of it or not, that's the only difference. But the truth is, we are spiritual beings. And the more we stay connected to the spiritual core of our being, the more we can tap into this innate potential that being human has, that innate potential in every area of our lives. Let's understand this way. Imagine you are a team leader and you are leading a team who is going through a difficult crisis. Imagine you being in the midst of a storm. And it could be a personal situation as well. So you can think of a family member going through a crisis or a difficult situation, maybe handling your teenager or your parents or any other personal challenge. Now imagine you being in the midst of that crazy, difficult situation, that challenge. Stakes are high, pressure is building, maybe deadlines are approaching, and everybody is really feeling the pressure and tension of the situation. And you are there to solve the problem. Everybody is looking up to you to help and find this magical solution. Now imagine you being completely centered and grounded in the core of your being. Somehow you are connected to that space within you where you know that everything is in perfect order, even though there is so much chaos going on outside. And you enter into this room with that calm, grounded presence of yours. Wonder what happens? There's a subtle shift in the environmental energy around you. Whether it's your family, whether it's your team, everyone starts to feel this subtle shift in energy that you have brought into the situation. And the tension starts to dissipate. The situation is still the same. Maybe you're brainstorming some solutions, but now the energy is shifted because you are leading from your spiritual intelligence. That's what spirituality or connecting with your spiritual essence means. And I am not talking about emotional intelligence here because I have met enough leaders who tell me that I can be very calm, very composed in when I'm handling any team meetings or any kind of crisis at work, but inside of me, oh my goodness, there's a storm inside of me. People think I'm a very calm and peaceful person, but inside there is an avalanche of thoughts and emotions and anxieties, and I am having so many critical thoughts about myself, how I'm not doing enough, how I can do so much better, and my team can do better, and I just can't tell what else. Have you ever been there too? Think of this spiritual intelligence in this way that you are the depth of the ocean. And these waves of thoughts and emotions come and go, just like the waves come and go in the sea. But at the depth of the ocean, there is stillness, calm. This reminded me of a funny incident that happened when, for the first time, I went for snorkeling. So, I was on a family holiday and we went for snorkeling. And I am scared of water. Yeah. Even though I know swimming, yes, I'm still scared of water. And the moment I entered into the water, I start to panic and move my hands and feet around. And I held my daughter, who was 10-year old around the time. And she said to me, Mama, you are going to be okay. You have a life jacket. You can't die. You might laugh at it, but it took me a moment to really feel that. And I said to her, Can I hold your hand for a moment? And she said, yes, you can. So I held her hand. I closed my eyes and I took a deep breath through the mask I was wearing. And the moment I closed my eyes, I could feel the deafening silence, the deep stillness underwater that I hadn't felt before. It was pure bliss, so peaceful. Right now, I can feel the goosebumps on my body as I'm sharing this. Imagine tomorrow morning you wake up and somehow you feel so deeply connected to your spiritual essence, to that center, the core of your being, where there is this space of constant energy, which is unmoved, unshaken, undeterred. And no matter what happens outside of you, that does not shift. You feel the fullness of life. You're connected to the wholeness of your being. And then imagine if you start to lead and operate from that space within you. How different would you be? Have you ever had any such experience? A glimpse of this kind of deep peace and bliss? Usually, we experience this in nature. Maybe you are on a track or a hike, on a beach, or deep in a forest. What I'm talking about is your spiritual intelligence. It's not your IQ or EQ. We have talked enough about IQ and EQ, the intelligence and the emotional quotient. I think it's high time that we pay attention to the SQ, your spiritual quotient. So simply, it is as if your IQ and EQ is magnified with the power of your presence, your intuition, your deeper self awareness, your connection with your own self, with all of life. And we can all cultivate this spiritual intelligence because it's already there. This is your birthright. This is your innate nature. As in Vedas, they say that your soul has an innate nature, Sat Chit Ananda, which means pure bliss consciousness. Imagine connecting with that spiritual intelligence within you, with that pure bliss within you, and cultivating that to lead in every area of your life. That's who you truly are. So, spirituality is about knowing who you truly are beyond your ego mind, beyond these waves of thoughts and emotions. Knowing that you are that stillness in the depth of the ocean, not the waves that comes and go. And I will be talking about few simple ways to stay connected with this core, your essence, even in a board meeting, even in a crisis or a challenge that you're going through, amidst all the chaos that is there around of all of us. So stay till the end of the episode. For now, I would ask you to take a moment and to reflect upon few questions. When you are going through a challenge, no matter what kind of challenge that is, Where do you come from? Are you leading from fear of future? What will happen? How will I solve this problem? Anxiety or apprehension of creating certain results or fulfilling expectations? Or are you coming from a place of peace, love, joy, knowing that everything is going to be okay? Where are you coming from? Because at the end of the day, what if it's more important where you're coming from rather where you're going? Think about it. Also, notice on a day to day basis how much you are leading from your mind, from your self doubts, self criticisms, worries of future, or some past which might or might not be as good as you wanted it to be. The memories of past, the regret or guilt or shame coming from the past. The moment you become aware of that, you know that maybe there is a different place that you can come from. And if you would like to start creating that micro quantum shift in your being, let's talk about some simple ways that you can stay connected with your essence, your inner core, and lead from that place. So, the very first tip to start getting connected with the spiritual essence within you begins in the morning. The moment you wake up, you open your eyes. Before you touch your phone, any other gadgets, you go to check your emails, your to do list, or even talk to anyone. Just connect with your own self. Whether you call it your higher self or your source, simply start with smiling and saying good morning to yourself. Yes, might sound very cheesy. I remember once I told this to a CEO I was working with, and he said, "Oh my God, that's so cheesy." So let it be more cheesier. So start with your name. Good morning, Saloni. Or you can even have a different name for your higher self. Something that you would like to call your source or the spiritual essence within you. I like to call it divine spark. You can choose what you like, but connect with that essence within you. And then take some conscious, mindful breaths. Yes, because breath is a portal to our higher consciousness. The simple, easy space where instantly you can connect with your higher consciousness. Take these few conscious breaths. That's how you start to connect with yourself. And then, the second tip, connecting with the vastness of life, the infinite expanse, the infinite expansiveness of life. Go out if you have a terrace or a balcony, or if you're lucky enough to have a garden. Go out, connect with the vastness of the sky. If there is some grass, walk on the grass barefoot. It's beautiful to ground yourself by walking on the grass. Connecting with this ground, connecting with the sky will instantly help you connect and feel that you are an integral part of this life. Your being is as vast as this whole cosmos. Feel that, experience that in your being. And it's perfectly okay if there are thoughts running in your mind, you're worried about your long to do list, or you're bothered about the 10,000 emails you have to answer. It's okay. The more you practice it every single day, the more relaxed and calm you will become. And you can start with just 5 minutes every day. If you do not have a balcony or a terrace, it's okay. You can even sit with a plant, your pet, if you have a child, or even just sit by the window, look outside. Or if you have a little temple or some deity, divine deity in your house, whatever helps you connect with yourself, do that. And once you have connected with yourself, with the life outside, then connect with one loved one. Could be your spouse, your child, just give them a hug, or a pet. If you are single or if you live alone, then you can even think of someone you love and just in your heart send them love. Say in your heart, I love you, I bless you. Connect with them or give them a call. Connect with at least one loved one. And then, my dear listeners, start your day with an intention that you would stay connected with your higher self, with the higher intelligence of life, and with love as you move through your day. Tell me in the comment section your feedback. I so look forward to receiving your feedback, your comments. If you have any particular topics that you would like me to cover in this podcast, please share with me. Connect with me on social media. You can connect with me on Instagram, LinkedIn, and share your comments there as well. If you like this episode, share with other people who will benefit with this. Like and subscribe to our channel. We will be talking about a big myth in the next episode of Quantum Shift. What is true success? Until then, stay grounded, stay connected to your essence, and lead from higher consciousness and purpose. I love you all.